Delaware in the building. Y'all ain't ready for the Delaware takeover. Y'all not ready for this unique style and creativity that everybody in the world wants to see. Nas and Jay is bringing it, and everything they bring got that Delaware swag.
Nas and Jay.
Yeah, I can't do that, but hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to your evening sip of local news, what's happening, and
real world mess. One day those sound effects will actually come on and I'll just keep going. But
we always say it one day, child.
One day, man. Yeah.
May not be today, but one day.
May not arrive when you want me.
I am Naja Nicole. Finally have a tan. I've been sitting in that sun, honey, okay? Yeah. I said I'm soaking up all them rays. And I am exhausted.
Cool. My name is J Street Jr. And I am your local singer, songwriter, photographer.
Oh.
And
look at you.
And I hate to say it.
Oh God, what?
But I'm slowly becoming somewhat of a videographer. And I can't run from it. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get our temperature taken.
Mm-hmm. Let's start with you. How are you?
Oh, all right. That's not how you ask.
Let's go with you.
Nope. It's temperature check.
How you been?
Oh my God.
How you doing?
I'm exhausted.
How your mama doing?
My mom was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really tired. I've been running and running. I think I'm delusional. I think that's
okay.
I think I'm what you call it? Hallucinating?
Hallucination.
Yeah, I'm hallucinating right now, and I just want to go and lay down. What about you?
I am sleepy, but I'm good. I think I said last week that I'm slowly getting back into a place where I'm able to focus on the work that I want to, and that excites me. So I'm good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You get to focus on the work that excites you?
Yeah.
What is that?
So I am going to start. Well, number one, I have a song that I want to record here at home. I'm going to just start working on that, and I'm going to do like not a full video production of it, but I'm going to do some kind of a video for it. I have some video stuff that I'm working on specifically, sort of contractually, that I'm excited to finally sort of focus on. And, even today, I finally had time back in my schedule where I could just go out at the Brandywine Park and just take pictures of stuff that excites me and, get images in that way. So all those things are the stuff I want to focus on. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Flowers. It is time to give flowers. All right. So first up, we have a happy 7th anniversary to Jamar Rahming of the Wilmington Library.
He's been there for 7 years?
7 years.
I can't believe that, actually.
Why?
I didn't know he'd been there for that long. That's pretty wild to me. I don't know how I missed that much time, but he's been killing it. So
well, how long ago was when we did Dancing with the Stars?
Was that 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
That was 2022.
Right. Okay. I don't really remember. I'm thinking it's 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh yeah! Happy anniversary!
Yeah,
and many more to come
for sure.
Also, flowers to Philadelphia artist Carol Riddick for the release of her newest single, Gas Hard. She was just on Indie Planet with Darnell Miller that airs on WJVS Radio on Mondays, where he highlights local artists within the region. And she called in and talked about the song and a little bit about herself. If you don't know Carol Riddick, she has a beautiful voice. OMG. She's a Philly native. And she tours a lot with who is the man, the dark brown skinned older man with the really deep voice?
Will Downing?
Yes, Will Downing.
That was random. I don't know how I got that one.
I know.
Yeah. Look at me.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, congratulations, Carol. And if you haven't heard it, go listen to Gas Hard. And then flowers to, we'll get into more of the story, but flowers to our girl, Mikey.
Let's just get into it.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, we're there.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
local news is up next. I was,
I mean, put the local news up first?
Sure. That's the end of our flowers.
Is it the end of flowers? Sorry.
Yes.
All right. So here's local news, and dovetailing off of the local news graphic that you see rotating there before you.
Why are you so ghetto?
Yeah. You want to lead it off?
So Mikey was facing a lawsuit where then Governor Carney, now Mayor Carney, just wanted to sit in that for a second because
I'm telling you right now, I'm going in on this. So if you don't go ahead.
Then Governor Carney, now Mayor Carney, they were suing her for assault and disorderly conduct and all that. She approached him, as you can do legally. You can approach a public figure and speak to them, ask them questions amicably, like friendly, whatever. And you can have a conversation or whatever. And apparently there was some aggression and they blamed it on her. And she has been dealing with this lawsuit for like a year, 2 years?
About maybe a year, I want to say.
And so she got a victory the other day. She was acquitted of the assault charge. And she was targeted because of her protesting.
Because she's protesting Palestine and because she got a big mouth. She's the loudest one out there. Mikey is my friend.
Wait.
Yep.
Congrats, Mikey. We love you.
Yeah. Mikey's my friend, and I'm very defensive of my friends, and I'm very happy that she's getting some justice. I need you guys to understand that, number one, when I moved back to Delaware about 10 years ago, Mikey's literally the first person that kind of reeled me back into the community because she saw me, popping trash online about, the community and what we should do and what I think we should do. And she was like, oh, well, you talking it, but why don't you come help out 302 Guns Down? And I helped her out. And we became friends and damn near family with me helping her out with that. And, I have developed a deep amount of respect for her because, you can criticize some of her tactics, almost like Keandra. But she is serious about what she's serious about. And she goes hard. And a lot of people respect her because she does go so hard. And even if you disagree with her, what you have seen from the state regarding her is blatant bullying. And I say all the time, a lot of the times you'll hear people say, well, it's the left wing, right wing, same bird, or, all politicians, doesn't matter which, if you vote Democrat, Republican, it's all part of the same problem. And I disagree with that, but I understand the argument just based on stuff like we're seeing with what happened to Mikey. We live in a blue state, and it's a very blue state. And you expect, ignorantly, quite frankly, for maybe there to be some more freedoms in the way that we follow the First Amendment, the very first one, freedom of speech, freedom to protest, you know what I'm saying? And they bullied her. And this is in a blue state, blue representatives bullied her. And it's not okay, obviously. And it just shows how far people with power will abuse their power to make things the way that they want it. And I don't know exactly why they chose to pick on Mikey. I'm sure it's because of the issue that she's speaking out on, and I'm sure it's because she's the loudest voice there. But, for whatever reason, she caught the brunt of it. And it's embarrassing, number one. And I just need to very clearly state from my end, this is me personally speaking, that behavior is one in a million examples of why I don't just respect the office and just give people love and credit because they're a politician. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't even agree with when a politician comes in the room, we have to, make sure we recognize all of our officials. The teacher who spends all day working at an elementary school deserves just as much recognition, if not more, than the politician who's in the room. There are good politicians, and I respect them for what they do. But to just automatically assume that these are good people because they smile in your face, do you some favors, they're not. What the Carney administration, what the state did to Mikey was clearly wrong. Otherwise, she would, the charges wouldn't have been dropped. And it's just fundamentally immoral.
Also, one of the police officers were involved in a case where they planted evidence. It was something like that.
It's blatant, like just corruption. It's. We look at ourselves in Delaware sometimes, and all of the Democrats and all of the blue people, we feel like we're so great and we're better than the Republicans and we're better than MAGA. But all this talk about, Trump and all of the horrible things he's doing regarding El Salvador and ICE and all those things. Meanwhile, here in a blue state, you have, Democratic officials behaving in the exact same way just because it's something that affects them. So in as much as we will always criticize MAGA, we're going to criticize you too, because that was wrong. She has every right to do what she did. And here's the thing about Mikey. The reason I knew it was BS from the beginning is because in as much as Mikey is loud and aggressive and will fight you.
I was going to say.
She's never, ever, ever in my experience with her shown any kind of violent behavior when she is working on what she's working on. Never. Yeah, she's loud about it. And yeah, she's aggressive about it, just like Keandra, but she's never thrown hands.
The problem
she's never grabbed somebody.
She's educated, and that's why they have to shut her up.
It's because she's it's that, but she's a loud woman who's also now dressed in hijab, and nobody likes that.
She's from the hood.
She's from the hood.
And she's educated. See, the problem is
they don't know who she's connected to.
Yes.
That's part of it, but go ahead.
But people underestimate. Like, for instance, a perfect example, Keandra and what is her best friend's name?
Christina.
Yeah. People think that when you're hood or when you're from the neighborhood or whatever, that you can't be black from the hood and educated and know your rights. Like that is a automatic red flag. So those are the people they go after immediately. And Mikey is one of those people.
They did Mikey dirty. And I just need for all of you all to remember that when you're talking to the new administration in Wilmington, and when you're talking to the former governor and all of the people that he worked with, and I don't know who did what, who put all this stuff together, but you need to at least have a little bit of side eye because, dog, why'd you do that to her?
Oh, my God.
You know what I'm saying? Why'd you pick on her? Why did you do that? And you could have pulled the dogs off. You could have pulled back and said, nah, we're going to leave her alone. But nah, you didn't like what she did. You didn't like that she was always in your face, exercising her rights. And you tried to do her dirty. And thank goodness the system in this case has cleared her of things she was accused of that she didn't do. But it could easily go the other way. And sometimes it does. And again, I'm not giving anybody props just because they're a senator or just because they're a public official. You could be just as crummy as anybody else. And sometimes you guys are. And I'm glad Mikey got some justice out of this. And shame on everybody who did her dirty. Plain and simple.
Well, congrats, Mikey, for battling this and winning. Speaking of Trump, so we didn't get the chance to talk about this because we were on spring break, but Avello has been contracted to be Ice Air. That's what it's going to be known as. So right now, I think in Connecticut, yes. So that's has a large operations area out there. And I think that's where they're going to begin some of this. So in Delaware, there were people protesting.
Yeah, and I think I just saw something recently where Matt Meyer did sort of co-sign protesting.
Yes, he did.
That, and I respect him for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was listening to NPR, and they were talking about this specifically about Avello
on NPR.
Yeah, about Avello Airlines.
Oh, great!
And they were saying that
they're not getting any of my money ever at this point. Yeah,
they were saying that it's very rare for an airline like this to be a part of something like that. Like you don't see that because of like the sheer amounts of people that they're sending, and because normal civilians are using those planes as well.
Yeah.
But they were saying, deportations are not foreign. They're not uncommon. Like they've happened throughout different administrations or whatever. But for this specifically, it's a big deal. I rode a Velo one time. So I just want to put that out there. And I will not again. It was some time ago, and I have put up my Velo wings.
You stink.
And I will never do it again.
Because
I don't know if they're gonna bring me back. I might be on that plane one day. They like, oh, you a little too brown for this. You got to go.
Psych.
So this is something I wanted to put out there. It's not on our list, but
it's not.
Speaking of deportations.
Oh, okay.
People were in the comments talking about, well, if they're illegal, they don't deserve due process. What was it? If they're illegal, they don't deserve due process. Get them out of the country. How do you know if they're illegal? Because there was a young man that was ripped from his porch steps, and it was quoted that the cops said, grab him anyway. They were like, that's not the guy we're looking for. Grab him anyway. Didn't check for anything.
It's modern slave catching, man.
Like due process is to make sure
it's modern slave catching.
That you get the information to prove that this person has done something wrong. Yeah. So when you don't do due process, you're not giving them a chance to prove that you're wrong. And we all deserve that here.
Well, it's just fundamental to what America's supposed to be.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm...
Yes. Yeah, I said it. I said it. So, yeah. I'm disappointed in you, Avello, because it was really cool to have a dang... I don't like going to Philly every time, but I'm going to be going to Philly.
Inspiration part now? What are you thinking? I don't know if you're still there. That's all.
We got all these other topics.
Okay.
We haven't even gotten to real world mess.
Okay. I want to go to something that's not like us ranting, but yeah.
Well, this is all the show. Nothing's happening positive as much right now.
So then let's do that now and then come back around. You know what I'm saying?
So we're going to end on negative?
I mean, not to be negative. I think that the one about the hair is like we can kind of make that a little bit funny. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not funny.
Not at all?
I don't want it to be funny.
Okay. Well, where do you want to go to?
Go ahead and do your itching.
Yeah. So we got a new segment, and we need to create a graphic for it.
It's called "Who Inspired Jay Today?"
Sure.
You got to go like this. Ready? Hold on.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Who inspired Jay today?
So the reason that we wanted to add this to the show is because, and I liken it to my music. Like there are times in my show, if you come, where I will talk about heavy things and things that are, sad or make you angry. But it's really important that when you walk away, that you have some sense of being uplifted. And so, we talked about having this segment.
Uplifted.
Yeah, that's another one we could change it. We call it uplifted, whatever. And let me pull this out so I can make sure I'm getting everything right.
Not us working out.
What's that?
Segment names live on the show.
Yeah, it's fine.
The ghetto.
Basically, we want to talk about this kid who was the 2024 Time Person of the Year. His name is Iman Bekele, and he's actually he was, I think, born in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, and he grew up, I guess when he was around 3 years old, he just had an inclination towards chemistry, meaning he would just mix things together. Like as a kid, he remembers he would just find things around the house, mix them, see what would happen, and leave stuff underneath of his bed and let it kind of cook overnight. And then when he got a little bit older and was able to read, he'd get basic chemistry books and just experiment. And he said that one time he learned about 2 elements that mix. I forget the names of them, obviously. And it created a lot of heat, and he almost caused a real problem at the house.
Oh, wow.
But the whole goal was to create a new renewable energy source. And he's thinking like this at the age of 7 and 8. You know what I mean? Just a really different kid.
I was looking for the fake ponies.
Listen,
At that age.
exactly.
I wanted ponies with different colors.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's kind of how he has just grown up as a kid. And then he gets a little bit older, starts really taking science seriously. And he was saying that when he was in Africa, or in specifically Ethiopia, that a lot of people were outside so much that his dad always warned him, like, don't get too much sunlight. It's dangerous for you, all the UV rays, blah, 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 blah. So then he's in America studying, becoming this really intelligent kid who's just a real scientist. And he enters a contest, and he has this fundamental idea of creating a soap that will help to fight cancer. And he got that idea based off of some reading that he did explaining, not some reading that he did about a certain chemical that they put in certain cancer drugs, specifically for skin cancer. And he was like, how can I use that drug and put it in soap? And he figured out a way to do that, and he pitched it to this organization, and he won this competition.
I want to know what he looked like while he's doing that light reading.
Right?
Like,
right.
Are you eating spaghetti?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a glass of wine? Is it coffee? Are you at a coffee shop?
I say Sprite and like Fruit Loops.
Are you in bed?
Right.
Twiddling
Drinking
his
the
toes.
sweet milk, you know what I'm saying?
I just wanted, when people are incredibly intelligent,
I love it,
like
man.
that, like, what is their process?
Yeah.
Like, for instance, whenever I have to read up on like law stuff for city council,
Yeah.
like I go into a deep focus,
Sure.
and I'll usually have like a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And I won't eat because that's distracting, because I have to look to where I'm grabbing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I won't eat. I can drink something, and usually it's either coffee or it might be a soda or something, like a ginger beer. And I'm like intently reading, and I may put on, so the two go-tos for me is Mozart or Bach.
Okay.
Or I'll put on Latin jazz.
Okay.
And I'll turn it all the way up, and I start reading.
Interesting.
And it just helps me process and, like, in my mind, highlight what I need to say or speak on.
Yes. So he won this contest, and basically now, this was at the age of 15.
What?
Yeah. He won this at the age of 15. So.
Oh my God.
And now that he's reached the point where everyone's kind of bought into the idea, he has to get it passed with the FDA. There's patenting and all that kind of stuff. And basically, this process is so long that they're saying that it won't all really come to fruition until like he's like 25, which is still wildly young.
It takes like 7 years, right?
All these, yes. So all these factors are in play, but this is one of the directions that he's heading in. And one of the things that the article said was like, even though it seems like it's a long time, he'll have something on the market before a lot of med students even finish, all of their training. And to your point, I really respect, admire, and fundamentally don't understand kids like that, because I know how I was as a kid.
Terrible. Ratchet.
I had no interest in, I did just enough to get by.
Meathead.
Yeah, for sure. And like now I definitely have interests that I dig into, and I can go into that place at this age. But to see a young kid, a young Black kid, a young American kid, just show that kind of passion for something is really, really cool. You got to shout out his parents, because they
gave him the freedom.
They gave him that space to do that. And, what I pull from that ultimately, and I know anyone who's like a decent parent, is good, but like, will get it naturally. But, I am a huge proponent of athletics. It's a big part of everything I am as a person, quite frankly. Like, physical stuff matters to me a lot. But number one, most people aren't going to be professional athletes. I certainly wasn't even close. And so that's why it's really important, especially with our kids, and especially Black kids, minorities in general, push them to things that you might not be comfortable with. Mm-hmm. I wasn't a science kid. I could do the work, but it wasn't my interest. But, my son, my nephew, my nieces, my goddaughters, they might be like complete Science nerds. And please, I pray that my kids are nerds. Like the cool kids, anybody who has any sense knows that the cool kids don't become cool anymore by the time they hit 19, 20. It turns to just an overweight, whatever, like the high school quarterback who becomes nothing. It's a common story. And, tell these kids to be nerds, man. Tell them to read nerdy things and get into the sciences. Get into all of the things that you might not be comfortable with, because we need more of those kinds of people in life. And it also sets them up for a pathway for success that, isn't stressed enough in certain homes. And I'll leave it there.
Yeah. Your girl wants to be a scientist.
Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She proudly wears the name nerd.
No, and that's
her and her friends.
It's a big change.
We're talking about journey.
But like so if we go back centuries to when I was a kid, if I called you a nerd,
that was a super insult.
That was an insult. You do not want to be a nerd, like her. You know what I'm saying? Now, number one, I want my kids to be nerds. In terms of, I want them to study hard, and I want them to be academic, and I want them to just be all into something scientific or mathematic or what is the word I'm looking for?
You want them to be what? Literate?
Not literate, but literature. Be into literature.
Oh, into. I didn't hear it into.
No, I didn't say it right. Because I'm illiterate.
Well, we know who's not a nerd.
Exactly. Exactly. Pushed in that way. And I think even to that point, like, you see kids now who are wearing it as a badge of honor, and I like that. Yeah. Even the kids that I work with at Manor, and these are, for the most part, you're very much sort of, I don't know what the proper term is, but they are the sports kids. They're athletic. They're those boys who want to be rough and tumble. And even them, I'll be like, yo, be a nerd, man. Like, do something nerdy. Like, be a dork. I push that on them because it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Smart is good.
We watched Matilda.
Okay.
When we were driving up to Ocean City, and Yara is enamored with Matilda. Yes. And so she is like, I want to go to school. Yeah. And I want to read my library. Yes. I can't wait till library. And I want to do my homework. Can you put a timer on to do my homework? Yes. Mommy, can I read this book to you? I love it. Yeah. I love it.
And especially encourage your boys to be the same way, because they'll be the ones that run away from it and just try to disappear into a video game and throw the basketball.
I think a lot of parents, and this is a safe space, I think a lot of parents get intimidated because, let me tell you something, Journey has brought stuff home. Yeah. And I'd be like, no. I feel like I'm going cross-eyed. Yeah. I don't know what this is, baby. So I can't help you.
When I was in school, and this is why your friends really, 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 really matter, both of my friends in high school were nerds. Like, my one friend was a nerd and he was really athletic. My other friend was athletic too, but like, I am praying that my kids link up with the nerds. Why? Because when I was in middle school and high school and I started struggling with my work, my parents couldn't help me. They couldn't help me with chemistry. They couldn't help me pass physics. But my friend could.
And Journey be on FaceTime. It'd be like 4 of them. And they're all on a group chat.
And it's beautiful.
Doing their homework. Yes. Reading together. Yes. Kikiing.
Yes. And
I love it.
No, I will never forget sitting in my basement with my best friend explaining to me how to do my physics. And he made it make sense to me because he was super smart and I was lost. And he's like, nah, it's this. And I did get it. But it took that. So tell your children to be friends with the nerds. Invite the nerds in. Mm-hmm. Like, do nerdy things. It's a beautiful thing, And then you get a child who makes a soap that could help to cure cancer. Yeah. Not cure, but like fight it at least. So yeah. Yes. Who knows where that young man's going to go? I love stuff like that. So we're going to continue this segment because it's even you can feel now the vibe of the show is like it's uplifting, and we want to always put that in you. So yeah. Yeah.
Okay. The interwebs are talking heavily about someone who isn't so smart, Shannon Sharp.
Okay, I don't know. We're gonna talk about that. That's fine. So if we're gonna do that, leave Saquon out of it. That's fine. Go ahead.
So Shannon Sharp is 56, and he is being sued for $50 million for sexual assault, and I think RAPE, by a woman who was 19 at the time, which was 2023. And I think he offered a settlement of 10 million, and she took it to court because she has video evidence, 30 seconds of proof, allegedly, that he did those things to her. And he is completely 100% saying that this was consensual, and there was some aggression in the conversation and the way that they do things sexually, but by no means was this forced. And this woman is adamant. She has tons of text messages and phone calls recorded, and an actual video that he has refused to view on several occasions. Now, it has been viewed by his team and their team in a private setting. It will not be released. He went online to say that it could be released and that he's getting in front of it. He also posted a video message and a written message, basically letting people know what's going on with this case. He stepped away from his ESPN seat. He's still doing his other shows, but he's been very vocal about what's going on in the processes and his response or whatever.
He's living like a 20-year-old and he's 50. Like, you're supposed to learn this stuff by now.
For me, I said to you the other day, I said, he is too damn old and has seen too damn much.
He's supposed to learn.
For this to be happening to him.
This is a sucker move
for this to be happening to him.
He's got issues, clearly.
I mean, first of all, let me just, I just want to get this out in the open. It's disgusting, the age gap. So 2023 was 2 years ago. That means she is 21 now, 21, 22 now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which means he was 54. So for me, a 19-year-old and a 54-year-old don't need to be talking to each other. She is 1 year out of childhood. She's still a child mentally. And you're a grown-ass man looking to be with some young girl. Okay, so you're looking at her body. You're looking at her body. You're looking at the fact that you can manipulate her, because there's no man that age that is looking at a young girl and thinks this is a woman that I can be with, because a real woman has lived life. That girl just got out of a training bra. So let's call it what it is. There's no reason why a 54 and 56-year-old man, a man in his 50s, don't need to be messing with a girl who is 19 through 30. It don't make sense. It's disgusting. And anybody who has a problem with it, you got problems, because it's nasty. And now he's paying for it. And it really irritates me also because I was trying to explain this to JD, or not explain, but we were talking about this. From a young age, girls are I wouldn't say groomed, but we are raised in this society to be good wives, to submit, or don't be so hard to get. Like, I feel like this girl was so misguided growing up for this to be her goal. Because if she didn't do it, then she's just, of course, a money grabber. She's a gold digger, or whatever you want to call it. Something's wrong with her mentally. If it did happen to her, it's a shame, because nobody was there guiding her to stay away from nasty 50-year-old men who are looking at her when she's just out of her teen years and was still in the teens. She was 19 when he started messing with her. It's disgusting all the way around. It's all the way around disgusting. And I don't feel bad for him. I don't at all. Because when you play with fire, you get burned. Simple as that.
He's a sucker. I have nothing else to add to it.
Yep. So there's that. You have here Jahidi water.
Yeah, I was gonna wait that. I was gonna wait.
You can't talk today.
No, I was gonna wait until we get to what's happening. We can talk about that now. So my buddy,
Jahidi.
Ian Jahidi Smith.
I really wish I had like some bass in my voice to say his name.
He has a he has an album that's about to come out, and the first single from the album is called Water, and he's going to drop the video on Friday, and I shot the video for him. And
Gonna drop the video
yeah,
Friday.
and I had a good time. We had a good time doing it. It's a really great song. Jahidi's one of those local artists, not local, I shouldn't say local in that way because he's actually from Baltimore, but he's one of those independent artists.
He's a local artist.
Yeah. So he's an independent local artist who number one, I like him as a person, but I really respect him as a musician and as an artist. He has an extremely unique sound. There's nobody who sounds like you will notice, his tone. You will hear Wyclef in it, and you can definitely hear, the Bob Marley influences. Yeah. But his music is very much all his own, and I'd like to think that I'm similar to him in that regard. And I just want you guys to know that the song is going to be released on Friday on his page. Go check it out. Again, we had a good time putting the video together. It's about something that he actually went through. So enjoy it. It's a good song, and I'm excited to see how people respond to the video, and I'll probably talk about that later once he releases it.
Yeah.
But and this is we talked about this on a podcast. So we used the phone to record the video, and I think that if I didn't tell you that, you would have no idea. So for me, that was a really cool learning experience because I learned how to do some sophisticated stuff with my phone and with the editing process. And a lot of it came down to learning how to light stuff properly. So check out Water on Friday on Ian Jahidi Smith's page. And I think you'll like it for sure. Right.
How does he say water?
In the song, water. I can't imitate his voice.
But have you heard him say water plainly?
He definitely doesn't say water. I don't know how I'm trying to think now. I want to
hear him sing it, and then I want to hear him say it.
Water. I can't hear him in my head say it.
Okay.
How he says it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can't answer.
Well, we'll see Friday.
Yeah.
Congrats. That's really great.
No, it's going to be
That's
cool.
Your first?
It's the first time I've done a music video. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was a learning curve. Not super steep, but it was a learning curve.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to make this brief. There's this young white girl online who is going around wearing braids. So she gets them done intentionally. She gets a cameraman, a little microphone, and goes out and targets Black women and asks them if her hair is cultural appropriation. Naturally, most of the Black women are saying yes. And she goes, why? Because this is a part of our culture. It was something that we, had and have embraced and have cultivated and all these things. Like, it is a part of who we are from our roots. And then her immediate question after that is, then why are you wearing a wig? Why are you adding fake hair or human hair or whatever to your head? And yes, the whole video is insulting and annoying. But I think what bothered me the most was that I hadn't seen a video yet where a Black woman educated her without doing the FU and, not that she doesn't deserve it, but I wanted someone to give an actual educated answer. So this would be my response if I could calm myself down enough to do it. But
and I feel the only thing I'm going to say about this, because it's not my space, is the woman is clearly a troll.
Oh yeah,
and she's
awesome.
Clearly trolling and getting the attention that she wants by doing this.
Yes.
So don't let somebody troll you.
Don't let nobody troll you. But I wanted to do this because there are so many Black women who don't know this information, who don't know this history. So back in slavery. So number one, we had braids when we were in Africa. It was a part of our tribal looks. It identified who you were. In some parts
of Africa, though.
Yes, in some parts, yes.
Like everybody, what I mean?
How you had your hairstyle could show where you were status, right? In slavery, braids were used to hide food. They were used as maps. But they were also and not just braids, black hair in general, at some point, black women ended up having to hide their hair because they were deemed as tempting to white men. And so you could get beaten, you could be arrested, you could be killed for having your hair out. So what they would do is they would braid it up and they would wrap it, or they would just wrap it in general. And that is why you have all of these beautiful head wraps, not the head wraps that you see in Africa, like that's been a thing, but I'm talking about what you see here in America. There was an uprising or I can't remember the word. You get what I'm saying? Of head wraps, beautiful, adorning head wraps with all these beautiful details. And that began to be a problem because they were really beautiful. And that wasn't the whole point of wrapping up their hair, was to make them less attractive. We wear wigs now and add hair because we can. But one of the reasons,
wigs too.
Yes, they wear a lot of extensions too. Yeah. But another reason why we add hair is because wearing your natural hair, you wouldn't be able to get a job. Like, you were not able, if you wore your afro, you wore your braids, if it wasn't to their liking in the European styles, you couldn't get a job. And that has been that way for decades. And there is something called the Crown Act. I'm pretty sure most of you have heard about it. Created in 2019, and most recently was brought up again to become a federal law in February 2025. So we are still fighting to wear our natural hair and to be in our full selves. We, have adapted. And of course, when women wear wigs now, it's not because we can't get a job or we don't want to risk losing a job. That is a reason why we wore wigs, or why we wore our hair a certain way, why we pressed it and got relaxers and, did the rollers and made it look like we were keeping it up. It was to feed our families and to protect ourselves. So that is not cultural appropriation, that's survival. And I want black women to be proud of their black hair. And I want them to also stand 10 toes down when they're wearing that lace front, because we look beautiful either way. But I want you to know your history. And you can look all of this up. It's not something I just made up. Like, you can look it up from our roots in Africa to slavery to the, when the last 50, 60 years, and then now the Crown Act. Look it up, the Crown Act. So know yourself, know who you are, know where you come from.
Cool.
So yeah. All right. What's going on around town?
How come we don't have a it's funny. Anyway, go ahead. It's fine. Yeah.
What?
No. I'm for some reason I thought that we had like an actual transition for that, but it's fine.
We do. Yeah. But do he have it? No.
No, that's real world myth. What do you mean?
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you have
the Day of Play.
Join us for our 2025 Day of Play. Pick Playground entrance, corner of 42nd and Locust Street. This is in Philly, featuring a performance by children's band City Love at 10 a.m. Mm-hmm. This is this Saturday. Fun for the whole family, games, arts and crafts, food trucks. My girlfriend Natasha is actually a part of this band, and this is really fun.
Okay.
Then at the Delaware Art Museum, we have University Night with William T. Williams and Julie L. McGee at 6 p.m.
Tell me more about that.
So William T. Williams is one of the artists that has his work exhibited in the exhibition Marisol de Warhol.
Okay.
He's typically a painter, but he did a series of prints. So when you go in there, you'll actually see the painting that is very similar to the series of prints that he did.
Okay. Cool.
So if you want to hear him talk about his work, head on over. And university students, are of course, welcome. I think University of Delaware is going to be there. And if you have a high school student who is interested in studying, arts education or art or anything like that, you should bring them. Then there is Art is Tasty. So Art is Tasty is when you look at a piece of work for a very, very long time.
What does that have to do with taste? I'm not trying to be funny.
I don't know. I should find out.
Because okay, I'm not throwing darts, but say that again. Say that again.
Art is tasty.
And no, you said
So
something.
you look at a piece of work for a very, very long time, like 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, or a series of works for that, like a long period of time to like really absorb it and discuss it. We got to go one day.
I'm fine.
We should
down.
go.
I'm down. So I'm serious. I'm not throwing darts. I walk into the museum and there's a painting up, and what happens
You
next?
go with a group. Hold on, because I'm about to pull it up. Because you're not about to. You ain't doing this shit to me. Hold on. Hold your mule. Hold your mule.
I gotta say.
Hold on. Okay. So,
all right.
First Friday of each month for a guided group discussion of a work of art, then keep the conversation going while enjoying a discounted lunch.
Okay, that's different.
So you do a group discussion of a work of art. This one is going to be Je t'aime by Robert Motherwell.
Okay.
Yes.
So we select a piece of art, one work.
They will.
You
go as a group.
You look at it, sit there, coming up with your full. You contemplate it, come up with all.
What's your contemplation face? Why are you?
So you look at it and you observe it in all the time that you need, and then afterwards you discuss it.
Yes, while you're eating.
While you're eating. There we go. All right, I got it all together. That's actually a cool concept.
I would much prefer to view it while I'm eating.
No.
Because I want to associate the flavors with the artwork for me.
Well, what if it's like a medieval,
Then let me go find some kimchi or like a blood sausage.
Getting beheaded because of the Vatican Church or something.
What's something we eat that has a head on it?
I don't know. A lobster.
You don't eat the head of a lobster.
But you would say you have the head there though, or you can eat a whole fish and you don't eat the head, but it's there. You know what I'm saying?
If you fry up the little teeny weeny sardines, you can eat the whole head.
Oh, you want to eat the whole thing?
Like if I'm looking at a piece of work that got a head, a beheading, I want to eat something.
I don't want to eat the head. I just chop it off, like with the lobster. Like I'll take the lobster, chop off the head.
No, but I want to associate the flavors.
But they didn't eat the head
with the artwork.
You can still associate.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
The Tall Ship Kalmar Nickel opening day is Saturday from 10 to 4 p.m. If you've never been, what is so funny?
Go ahead.
If you've never been on the Kalmar Nickel, you got to go. It's actually really, really cool.
It's a Trojan horse for ice. So I'm going with my son on Friday for a field trip to the Kalmar Nickel. I'm going to be there. And I'm nervous because
no, don't nobody want you.
The ancestors
don't know. First of all, it wasn't a slave ship.
It looks like one. I can't tell.
First of all, if
the ancestors are going to say to me, "Boy, don't you get on that ship because you don't really know where it's going."
The Kalmar
is how
Nickel
we ended up here.
Brought a black man to freedom.
That's what the history. But now I don't know what with this administration they have done with these boats. You know what I'm saying? Elon Musk might have somehow put a chip in the boat to make it autopilot to El Salvador, and I ain't going. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
He's talking. You have some. You better put some respect on the real slave-looking people. Don't nobody want your fake Dominican ass. What you talking about?
And I don't know where I'll end up. That's the whole point. That's exactly the point. They don't know where to send me.
You're so annoying.
I know they're going because they're shipping people out the country. Avelo's flying them out. And where are they going to put me on that boat? Where am I going to end up, Naj? Where would you send me, Naj? Okay, fine. You're not going to send me to Nigeria. But where are you going to send me?
Where everyone yells. Because that's what you're doing right now.
The Dominican Republic.
The loudest place I can send you is exactly where you're going to go.
I'm going to end up in the Dominican Republic.
Because here's the thing. I could send Jay halfway across the world and you could still hear him.
Didn't you say they were loud over in Abu Dhabi? You see that? They were loud over there?
Yeah, they are. They were.
So what did they send me there?
You fit right in. First of all, you'd fit right in because you look like them.
See, I don't know where I'm going to end up. I don't know where I'm going to end up.
Oh my God. You're so, you act like somebody wants you. Like, boy. All right. Celebrate Mother's Day with Art and Heart Children's Workshop. Saturday, May 3rd. Sessions 12 and 3 p.m. $25 fee at the Bridge Art Gallery. I love that picture.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, actually. That's a nice
Yeah.
image. Yeah, good job to whoever chose that image.
Right,
that actually
Chris.
seems like, why not Cheryl?
Because Chris is the designer. He does all the
I'm just
graphic
trying to throw
design.
shade. Yeah,
She's watching. Don't do that.
that's exactly why I'm doing it.
All right. Is that it?
No.
Okay. Newcastle Saturday Market opening day, Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Everything is happening on Saturday. My God.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. And then one more.
Yep. Go back. See here. There's one more. No, that's it. That's all I got.
No, I sent you the Bruh Man.
Bruh Man. No.
I don't know where. Okay, well, the Grand Opera House.
I missed that one. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
They're gonna have Bruh Man from the 5th floor.
Oh, that's great. No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
One night only, as seen on Comic View, Martin, and Def Comedy Jam.
That's great.
He don't look like that though.
Okay. What?
He's much older.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
either way, that's cool.
bring your bread, mayo, and ham to the show, baby, so he can make him a sandwich.
I love that. That's good stuff.
Yes. If I didn't have a gig, child. And that is all we have for you.
Is there anything we need to? I feel like there's some. We should probably give a little bit of like a talk about next week. What's going on? You know what I'm saying?
So
yeah.
May 10th, this is going to be my very first event at the museum.
I'm talking about something else, but go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well, it is the Fancy Mother's Day tea. Go on my page. You can see the video with my baby girl. She keeps saying, "Mama, can you show me my movie?"
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's cute.
With Poppy, the garden fairy. Go to delart.org and register your tickets. Wear your fanciest of fancy outfits. I already got my dress. I got to get me a little tiara. I'm very excited. We're going to teach you how to be fancy. There's going to be some bubbles on the terrace, flower arranging, tea cookies and scones, and just a good time. It's only 2 hours. So it's a quick get in with your mama figure, your grandmama, aunt, all that, and just have a good time. Take pictures with Poppy, the garden fairy. So yeah, go to delart.org to register. And again, this is my very first event, so I really need y'all to go because I need that confidence booster.
Yeah, no, I can dig that.
Thanks.
What I was talking about, that's totally.
Okay, I get it. I'm sorry.
But like next week, we got our 4-year.
Yes. Yeah. Naj and Jay will be 4 years old on Sunday.
Yeah. This Sunday?
This Sunday, May 4th.
So
May 4th. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
4 years ago, May 4th, 2021.
iPhone 11.
And a laptop on top of a stack of books. I was barefoot.
No microphones, just the phone.
We sat on his couch. And we embarked on a journey to where we are now. To inform you, the people, of what's going on around town. To tell the stories of the unsung heroes that deserve the spotlight. We have sacrificed countless hours and money for y'all.
Yeah, there will be some shenanigans over the next week.
We're going to shenan again.
Yeah, not just once. We're not going to shenan once. We're going to shenan again and again. Yeah.
4 years.
Pretty wild, actually. Doesn't seem like it.
It doesn't seem like it, but it does at the same time because, but we have been consistent.
That's all I'm saying.
We have been consistent. Like,
I said it
people
before.
say that small businesses...
Consistency is my consistency. My consistency is consistency. Sam.
I don't even know what I was going to say.
Intellect.
Oh, wait a minute. Cheryl designed the flyer. Oh. I'm sorry, Cheryl. I wasn't trying to say you couldn't do it. I just know y'all.
While talking
I
all
know-
this trash about women empowerment, women. Oh, I bet Chris did it because Chris is the creative one.
Oh, that's not what I said.
I got you, baby. I got you, Cheryl. I know you got the visual skills too.
Cheryl wants to know if there's a party. There is not a party. Quite frankly,
Unless you want to throw us one at the bridge.
Right. If you want to throw us one, we'll show up, child.
I'll bring liquor.
Okay, we'll show up. But I'm very proud of us. We've been through a lot of ups and downs. We have grown a lot.
Yes, for sure. I'm like, yes, 100%.
I wasn't looking for reassurance.
You looked at me, so
I was just looking at you. Have we grown? Have we?
Right. Like, you just looked at me like, what do you want me to do?
But a lot of people say that businesses fail, within 5 years?
But if you don't put any real money into
I'm trying to be inspirational. Oh my God. Cheryl, Chris said, shindig. Listen, if y'all trying to shin, we trying to dig. Let's go.
That was funny.
Okay, listen. I'll put on my good shoes.
Mm-hmm.
What's next week's date?
What do you mean? Next Wednesday? So the 5th May. So one thing
Hold on. Sunday is the 4th.
Monday is Cinco de Mayo.
Monday is the 5th.
Monday is don't you call it the 5th? It's Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. 6th, 7th. So May 7th. May 7th.
Yeah.
If y'all, we can go live.
We can get a charcuterie.
Oh,
a charcuterie.
You know I love me a charcuterie,
charcuterie.
baby. Listen, we'll pregame a little bit, so y'all ain't got to get a permit.
Charcuterie
and then
tequila.
we'll tell everybody come through.
Mm-hmm.
Come through, celebrate with Naj and Jay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm going to make me a little graphic. If y'all trying to... Yes, we want alcohol and cookies.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, Chick-fil-A. Why?
I don't know why that came in my brain. I want a nugget platter.
I just want to say, we're going to talk more about this offline. But
yeah.
I
As
just
we
want to
plan
say,
during the show.
Right. Thank you to everyone who has ever watched, who has ever shown up to one of our events, who has ever spoken positively about us and negatively. Thank you to everyone who has supported us in general and just been there, because this has been a journey. We've learned a lot about ourselves. We've learned a lot about each other. We've learned a lot about this business, about the community. And we're just proud. We always talk about, we didn't start this for clout. We didn't start this to make money. We started this because we were two people who cared about our community and cared about our people. And we wanted to talk about it and talk to them. And we're still doing that 4 years later. We've gotten better at it. And we're just ready to continue. Fun. And we're having, oh my God, we have so much fun.
We're having fun.
We have so much fun. So thank you. And we look forward to 4 more years and 10 more years and all the years we have in us. So thank you so much for watching. We love you, and be on the lookout. I was looking to see if they confirmed, but we'll see
Either way,
what
we're
happens.
gonna party next
Either
week,
way, we're gonna be somewhere drinking something, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. We love y'all. Have a wonderful weekend. Be safe out there. Oh, condolences to the families who were affected by that crash in Newark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know all the details. I don't want to get into it, but it's part of our community. So sending love and healing and positive energy all your way. Everyone who was in the area and affected by it. Love, love, love. Love you guys. Have a wonderful week. Bye.